granules. You fill this about 3/4 full, and then you fill the top half of the lamp with water, and you open up this regulator, and the water drips down onto that carbide, and it forms an acetylene gas, and it puts a nice flame out the burner here, about 2-3 inches long, and with that reflector on there, well, it puts out a nice light. So again, this is a lot more dependable than a candle, and this is the big carbide light you hang on the wall. But my dad wore the small one right up on his hard hat, and with that small light, you had to keep the small can of the carbide with you all the time, because you had to refill that about every 3 or 4 hours with new carbide. We're going back this way here.
Just throw their trash in there, stupid people.
No, I'll talk about that for sure. That's a good question. That is, so yeah, I'll always talk all about that every little bit. So, and I apologize up front. I walk fast and I talk fast, but there's just a lot to show you down here in a very short amount of time, and so I just try to fill in as much as I can while we're down here in the mine. And so after we blast for that rock, it's all broken up like this rock you see back in here. And that broken up rock, we call that muck, and you have to shovel the muck up into the ore car. And then once you get that car full of rock or muck, well, you take it back out to the main shaft to be hauled up out of the mine. And out of one blast, we'll get anywhere from 15 to 20 tons of rock. And a good hand mucker, it'll take him anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to fill one of these ore cars with a shovel. So it's a lot of work. It's a 1-ton ore car. And I don't know if you all remember Jack Dempsey, but he was a prize fighter, and he worked over at the Portland mine, and Victor was a young man, and he started out working as one of these hand muckers, and the story goes that he was actually fired off a couple of different jobs because he couldn't keep up with those other muckers, but he went on to be the heavyweight boxing champion of the world, and he fought his first fight over here at the Victor City Hall, just 6 miles from here. So he was an excellent boxer. He wasn't much of a mucker, but he was a good boxer. So, no, we like Jack Dempsey. He was a good guy. And this is what we use now. This is called a mucking machine. This is an IMCO 12B mucker, and it operates on compressed air. It works a lot like a little front end loader, and rather than talk about it, I'll just show you the mucking machine, and I'll mention this is really loud, so for the baby and all, it's really loud. So. But this is how we do it now. It just makes the job go a lot faster and a lot easier. So. We normally fill the bucket, but I had a brother-in-law, Charlie, and Charlie was really good and fast on one of these mucking machines, and he could fill this ore car here in about 2 minutes, whereas it took the old timer sometimes 15 or 20 minutes with a shovel. So. And this tunnel here continues on over to the Gold King mine, and there were over 500 working gold mines here within 24 square miles at one time, and they're all pretty well interconnected down underground. And we connect the mines together for a lot of different reasons, for ventilation, so we get good airflow through here, and then also for water drainage and for safety. If you get trapped in one mine, well, you can walk out to another mine and get out on that other mine. And then sometimes the veins of gold will go from one mining claim into the next mining claim, and so by just mining on that vein of gold, that connected the mines together. And you can actually walk from this Mollie Kathleen mine here in Triple Creek to the Ajax mine in Victor, 6 miles underground through the mine. So there's thousands of miles of tunnels down here. It's easy to get lost down here. And this machine, it takes anywhere from 80 to 120 pounds of air pressure for that to operate properly. So as we get down through here, you'll see the compressed air line. It's right beside the tractor. And that line right below your feet there, that's actually a water drain line. Here on the Mollie Kathleen, they built a little dam up on the 400-foot level. And that dam is built right into the tunnel, and it holds the groundwater back, keeps it from running down the main shaft. And so we have to drain that dam out once in a while. And so that water comes from 600 feet above us, and it drains down through that line. And we drain it back into the Gold King mine, and then it becomes their problem. So anyway, we're going to head on back this way here. So.
You just have the water spouting out right there. I'm gonna go back here. I wonder if anybody's tried to go off on their own.